All right, it says we're live now. Huzzah. the and we're lagging. Yeah, don't joke about that, monarchist. I made a video for later in the week. See, look at this. I'm lagging badly. I don't know if this is even going to work. I'm lagging badly, and but earlier today I made a video for later in the week, and it was no more controversial sounding than anything else I've done. And after the second editing, they still rejected it, so I have to put it elsewhere. So you're going to see later in the week something elsewhere. Wow, I don't know. But yeah, you're going to see a video of mine having to go up on a different site later this week because it was too spicy for them. They're cracking down hard right now, and you might understand why. And I'm going to tell you, that video is no spicier than anything that I did before this current, affliction. Like, no spicier at all. It's not even about that stuff. I make some veiled references to the things dominating the headlines right now, and I think that was even too much. But yeah, I'm back. So I don't know how long I'm going to make an announcement, just because I know some people were aware that I had something big I was doing this past week. But first, I'm hoping everyone's having a good Pentecost, that you were able to go to Mass or at least get a good live stream. Sinisteris, you have no idea. You say the country's going wild, you have no idea. Well, I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you're paying as close attention as I am. My suspicion is it was all part of the people running everything, realizing that everybody is really tired of them and that they're trying to scare people into complying. That's my suspicion. But I mean, I became suspicious of it when I saw that what's going on right now decided it was all of a sudden exported to a bunch of other Western countries. That was my flag. That was what gave it away for me. Your favorite mobile Sims live stream. Raphael, you say 2020's been pretty rough. I think this whole decade's going to be pretty rough. Monarchist, no, we don't have any in my area. I don't know about anybody else, but not in my area. We'll see, though. I hope we don't get anything like that. But how many people do you guys see that it says concurrent viewers? Go ahead and like the like. On my screen it says 8, and I suspect how bad things are that I'm not getting any updates again. Mr. Joy, I think everything we're seeing going on right now has everything in the world to do with a certain thing happening in the first full week of November in the United States. That's what I think everything you're seeing is about right now. This is and normal people are tired of it. 70, so I don't see anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up in a video, in a window on my own channel. Yeah, see 84. There we go. And that way I can actually watch. That way I can keep track of your comments in real time, and if there's a super chat or something, I can see that too. So anyway, I'll make my announcement here. On Friday, I defended my doctoral dissertation. The subject was Catholic social teaching and sustainable development. They initially approved my topic 5 years ago because, well, a certain papal encyclical that we all kind of chuckle at now was approved or had just been released, and so they approved it. And I defended my dissertation on Friday, and I was granted provisional success. That is the most common way that somebody gets their PhD at their defense is it is provisionally accepted. Provisionally meaning you need to go and make some revisions, make some corrections. So that's what I'll be spending the next few weeks, probably good way into the summer doing. So yeah, that was the last real major hurdle. Everything else I have to do is a little bit of revisions, and they're going to send me a long list, but okay. And then after that, it's then playing the fun game of getting the thing formatted properly according to the university standards. Now, my initial gut reaction is to not let this thing see the light of day, except for the really savvy people who know how to find it. But I'm going to actually hand it to some people who share my opinions on the state of Catholic social teaching, and see if it's as bad as I think it is, because I had to make a lot of concessions. My committee members were not made up of traditionally minded people, you can say. So yeah, so anybody who's just tuning in now, I defended my doctoral dissertation this past Friday successfully. Julio, I have to approve your comment there. YT is, and you use the R word, and I say the R word because, so that's my announcement. Hooray, got my dissertation done. Well, not done, but defended. So it's in the my degree is Public Affairs and Policy, which is basically political science meets a couple other things. I'm basically a political scientist. That's what I am. Hence why most of the time I focus on institutional issues in the church and not so much on the theological stuff. I let other people do that. Which is why usually if you ask me quite complex theological questions, I'm like, I don't know, that's above my pay grade. So, yeah. Hello, Fender Groove. That's hello to you in New Zealand. One of the members of my committee was on sabbatical in New Zealand. So. Patricia Gallego. Several people already got caught or came forward about being paid by our good friend George S., who we will never, ever criticize for anything. Well, if they have been caught, that means the Justice Department knows about this. The word is going to have a certain peaceful protesting group of people who like to wear a lot of black clothes, formally declared a terrorist organization. Yes, CF, I successfully defended this weekend. So, and Consul, what is YT? That's YouTube. YT is YouTube. John Twig, I hope you're correct. I have a lot of hope about that situation in general, simply because I think most Americans are tired of it, and they're not going to sit back and watch what's going on. Julio Bravo is a scientist in wombology. I don't know what that is, but it sounds weird. Yes, Patricia, most of us are aware that at this point that wonderful group is paid by Mr. George S., the most wonderful philanthropist in all of human history. So for the patrons and members of the chat, people who've joined the channel and all those other things, one of the things I said is I would give you guys a copy of my dissertation, and if the people I trust read it and say, yeah, it's not that bad, I may write an addition to it, just an introduction, just to say my feelings on it, because otherwise I'll have to be defending this thing my whole life, and maybe give it away. Otherwise, what I might do is write something long to give you guys. I don't know. I'll have to ask my colleagues on this. So I've got another project in the works. So, McNean, you didn't think I was heavy into theology? No, and I make no pretenses to be heavy into theology. In fact, I don't want people thinking I am heavy into theology. That's not the focus of what I do. I talk about institutional issues, and I talk about organizations and things and, ideas, but I don't talk about, heavy theology. So just as another update for people, I have a video coming later in the week. You're going to see it show up probably on Tuesday. It'll be about 3 minutes long, and it's because I made a video that is very normal, very pre-affliction, for this channel, and YouTube wouldn't let it through. They're cracking down hard. So I had to put it up somewhere else. Yeah. YouTube needs to stop oppressing this humble gamer live streamer who uses political science to make playing Sims game mobile fun. I agree. Julio Bravo, it's a meme from SpongeBob. Oh, okay, yeah, that show came out just a little too late for me to really ever get into it. Il Cervello, you went to TLM for the first time and could not get communion and could get communion on the tongue. Oh, very good. Okay, cool. I hope you use the little red book that they always have, because people tend to get lost otherwise. Mr. Joy, this little fiasco was meant to scare us. The R word in Michigan was not the right kind, so they started another one in the Midwest. Yeah, pretty much. Midlothian, Texas. I don't know if Eduardo got his 1,000,000 rosaries. My wife and I haven't prayed our rosary yet today, but we're going to do it later. I will say that I would be shocked if he didn't. He has a lot of pull in his country, so I don't know. The president needs to get his control over the A group here. Yeah, they're basically rioting everywhere, and it's the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see. I don't care what people say about the incident that sparked all of this. If people protest peacefully, that's their right in this country. That's in the country I live in. That's their right, and but that's not what this is. This is not even about that issue in a way. So you take it by my intro that Trump's social media mandate didn't really make any difference what you can post on. Well, I don't know what if he's even going after YouTube, because his thing is very clearly targeted to Twitter. So a defense of subsidiarity, why would that be controversial? Are you talking about my dissertation? Well, because Catholic social teaching isn't just subsidiarity. If you get subsidiarity, a slightly different version of one American political ideology. Catholic social teaching involves a subsidiarity, solidarity, yes, that is a Catholic term, for the common good, as well as stewardship, and these days integral ecology. There's also something else there too, and I'm forgetting right now. But I read a lot of papal encyclicals, and that's why I get so aggravated when I hear other Catholic commentators waxing eloquently about Catholic social teaching and how, our American political system is so Catholic, and it just drives me nuts because I've read a lot of this stuff, and I'm a political theorist, and I know none of that's actually true. It drives me crazy. Why is my dissertation so controversial, or that one video? If you're talking about that video, I have no idea. I talk about James Martin type stuff, and I use my usual coded language, and I talk about something going on in Germany. It makes veiled references to things going on in the headlines right now, and I just couldn't get it through. Teresa Baker successfully defended. I had to basically bend to their will. And I had asked some priests about that early in this process. I had a suspicion, and they just said, just get the thing done and go do the work of the church. So I followed the advice I got from my, at the time, spiritual director, and just kept following his advice, which is generally a good idea. Communion given after Mass, priest cleans hands after each person. That's not how it happened in my parish today. He didn't even wear a mask until it came time to give Holy Communion. He put his mask on just before the Ecce Agnus Day. Let's see. Are they hoping to declare? Apparently, Fender, they either have already today or they're going to. Condi Eckerly, you were on his YouTube Rosary stream at 99,000 on it. Well, that's good. There are other people who can be praying in union with him without it being on there. In the recent Accident message of putting on ash, does that mean doing penance? Generally, yes. I mean, you could take it literally. One of my favorite pictures I've ever seen of Ash Wednesday was Pope Benedict XVI receiving his ashes. And he wasn't getting it on the forehead, because that's a very apparently American thing, I guess. He was getting it on the top of his head in his hair. A lot of Protestants like to give us garbage about, we're putting ashes on our foreheads and making a display of it. Well, Benedict was getting it in his hair. So, but I don't know. Teresa Nelson, not counting how many in each family. Yeah, so that's 99,000 people watching. That's 99,000 computers connected to it. That might be, 4 people in each room, for all we know. Yeah, what happened to St. Patrick's is a disgrace. Institute Christ the King priests at the parish you went to a while at college are in a city with riots. They said anyone who breaks into a church. Wow, you've got some very based priests there. Millie Walker, Eduardo got his 1,000,000 rosaries and more. Yeah, and my wife and I will be adding to it later. Patch airs. Anthony, I said on Twitter that Monday is the start of First Deadly Sin month. What is that? Well, the first deadly sin is pride. What is a penitential rosary? Is a regular rosary the intention of penance? No, it is a much harder core rosary. It's got, every bead has several prayers to it. It takes probably an hour to do, if I had to guess. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll drop it in this chat. It goes, John Twig, ashes equals penance in his book. Why is my video so controversial? Because our wonderful and totally free speech respecting hosts are cracking down right now. His video broke down at 100,000. Well, it's not surprising. Probably crashed it. The groups that organize these protests are the F word. The president just tweeted the media is helping these organizers that are now classified as terrorists. We need a lot of prayer. We do. The country's heading into some very dark areas. Elizabeth Forrest says just use BitChute. If I just used BitChute, I would run into a lot of problems. 1, BitChute kind of sucks. 2, there are about 40 million people on unemployment right now, and the only job I have outside of this is delivering pizza, and I'm actually about to quit that job because it's keeping me from being able to go to confession when I need to. And there's just some internal dynamics there, so I'm going to put my 2 weeks in tomorrow probably. And I'm able to make enough of a living doing this that enables me to do other work for the church that I'm working on that I'm not ready to go public with yet, but we will be soon. So there's a lot of problems. Mr. Joy, that is a very accurate interpretation. From today's TLM Gospel, let not your heart be troubled, nor let it be afraid. Amen. Very true. Thank you, Sia, for the congratulations. calling myself doctor. I just feel like a fake when I do it. Teresa Baker Carl, in your town, there's a protest by the Red Lobster. I mean, I'm guessing you mean near the Red Lobster, although now I'm picturing like a giant Red Lobster protesting. They're going out for dinner later after they use up their old lobster claws on people. Your church in Rutland, Vermont, the only way you can receive communion is on the tongue. You will not do that? You will not do that? That's the way the church always did it. I think all the best prelates in the church say that the communion in the hand is sacrilegious. Thank you, Fender, for the nice thoughts. Oh, they will only let you receive in the hand. You won't do that. Okay, good, Helen. Okay, good. I'm glad you clarified. My apologies for, Dominic's asked what happened at St. Patrick's. They spray painted all over the building because, of course, these people are religious freedom. Although it's weird. They won't target certain things. Although I can't say that because there was the religious building of the Hebrews was in Los Angeles. It was attacked too, and that's also not cool. You've received ashes in your hair, John, and your flat top doesn't keep it in place. There. Yeah, getting stream lag. Yeah, I get a lot of stream lag. Lots of lag. Part of it is because of how late I'm doing this today because we had to sign up for a 12:30 Central Time Mass in Tulsa, and I